So in these next series of videos, guys, we're going to go through diving techniques. What we want to start off with is making sure that students have a streamlined position. So this is looking at our A1s and our D2s. If they don't have the ability to have a streamlined position where they're locking their head between their arms, chin down, as well as the ability to steer up, which is arching their back, fingers up, pushing towards the surface, then the rest of their diving technique won't flow as easily. So first we're going to get students to go through a hoop, just in a streamlined glide position, and then at the very end arching their back up, fingers towards the surface, steering up. Excellent. So a variation on that, and the next step forward would be to get students to be steering up through the hoop rather than just gliding through it like they were before. So this time we're placing the hoop flat on the surface of the water. Students are going to push off from the wall and they're going to arch their back and steer their hands up so that we can try and get into a bit of a standing position from there through the hoop. Once we believe students have mastered the ability to steer up in the water and keep that body in a nice streamlined position where we're protecting the head, chin is down, head's locked between our arms, we're going to progress to a seated dive. So this can be assisted or unassisted. First we're going to show you assisted. This is always from the edge of the water. Teachers should be guiding the student into the water to demonstrate how this is done correctly. Always looking for that stretched out, streamlined position at the end. Once the student has worked with the teacher to do an assisted seated dive, we want to progress to them doing it by themselves. We do need to feel comfortable that the students are entering the water hands first, that they're not stretching all the way out. It's a roll in, fingertips into the water, and then push out into that stretch position. So if the student is comfortable, they'll tip down, fingertips in the water, and then push. And steering up at the end. So at a D3 level, you want kids to be diving, doing a surface dive for objects that are as deep as about chest height. So just diving under the water, picking up an object. So we're about to do another surface dive. This is for D3 classes that you're going to have to take in the deeper end where the kids may not be able to stand up. So we're making sure that head down, so our bum and our legs come up, pulling with our arms to get down to the bottom when we surface dive. So now that we've perfected being able to streamline, go under the water with a surface dive, we want to progress to a kneeling dive. This is something, unlike the other ones that we've already shown you, that should only be done at the deep end of the indoor 25 and the deep end of the outdoor pool. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get down on bended knee, making sure that that front leg, toes are at the edge, always at the edge so that we're making sure we're going into the water cleanly. Head between our arms, so in that torpedo position, head locked, chin down, and we're going to push off our toes and then stretch out as we go in. So aiming down, steering with our hands. All right, once kids have perfected a kneeling dive, hopefully in an A3. We're heading in towards an A4 now, and we're looking at a crouch dive. So no knees on the ground this time, bending over. We want to make sure that both feet are on the pool edge, shoulder width apart, toes curled over the edge. We want to bend our body over in a crouch position, making sure that yet again our hands are beside our head in a locked position, fully extended. When we push off, we're going to extend our legs, bringing them together, and so that way we're entering the water and gliding in a streamlined position. And go. Alright, so now that we've moved on from a crouch dive, which yet again should only be done in the deep end of the 25 indoor pool and the deep end of the 24-25 outdoor pool. So again with this dive, we're doing a shallow dive. This is also done only in the deep end of the 25, both indoor and outdoor. So this time we're not crouched as much, we're more in a standing position, so feet are still shoulder width apart, toes curled over the edge. We're bending our body over, chin tucked. So we don't want to be too bent, but we want to make sure that our arms are extended. This time the difference is that we are aiming for a longer flight in the air. So we're aiming a little bit further out than what we have before. So we're not tipping down as much. We want to make sure that our hands are still entering the water first, not our feet, and that we're gliding through the water and then returning to the surface.